Hi everybody, Star Lord is here, back with another episode 7 of the Hope for Humanity series. Today's topic, we are going to be discussing, by request, twin flames and soulmates. Okay, so if that's what you're interested in, let's get to it. Well, first off, I want to explain to you my experience with the whole twin flame soulmate journey. I many years ago read a book by Dick Stupin called We Were Born Again to Be Together. Fantastic book. It's been in existence for a very long time. I believe you can still get it on Amazon. Plus, there was another book written by Jess Stern called Soulmates. When I was first starting my spiritual journey, understanding reincarnation and so forth, many years ago, I have read several books, and those two were a couple of them. And that's when I was sort of introduced to the whole idea of soulmates. In recent years, I have been studying up on the twin flame subject because that has become a big topic as of late. So this is, from what I understand, the difference between soulmates and twin flame. Well, first of all, soulmates are apparently, these are people that we have met before in other lifetimes, and we have a soul connection to them. So a soulmate can be someone that you meet and instantly you don't know them from Adam, and all of a sudden you feel like you've known them your entire life. They feel very familiar to you. Generally, it's a two-way street. They also, you also feel very familiar to them. And so there goes the soulmate journey. These type of relationships can be very intense, oftentimes very long-lasting. A soulmate could be someone who in your last life, for example, was your best friend, and this time around they're meant to be your spouse, or it interchanges when it comes to past life things. They could have been a spouse too in a past life, and then here they are again, and you're meeting them again, and this journey begins. Oftentimes we can get very, very close to soulmates. Some people believe that we have multiple soulmates. These are sort of karmic connections we have with people that perhaps in a last lifetime where we left off, where it was kind of a cliffhanger, and now in this lifetime we get a chance to pick up where we left off, maybe pay out some karma with this relationship. Sometimes soulmate relationships can be very intense for a few years or even a few months and then sort of split apart. Oftentimes, though, really intense soulmate connections will last for multiple years. They can become your partner, your spouse in this lifetime, and you can be married for many, many years, playing out the karma during that time frame. When it comes to twin flames, these are apparently a different type of relationship. The twin flame is apparently the energy that we come when we are born, we come into this lifetime. The energy can oftentimes split apart into two separate entities, which when we meet this person, this is the twin flame, when we meet this person, they're very much like us. They are almost like a mirror image of ourselves. These relationships are extremely, extremely intense, and people can tend to fall like head over heels in love with them. A lot of times too, they're complicated. There can be so many complications in twin flame relationships, such as people being born on two different ends of the world, where it could take a while before they meet, and they can meet under strange circumstances, and then once they click, They could have trouble getting together in terms of physically coming together because they're on opposite ends of the world. Sometimes they speak different languages, so one must learn another language in order to be able to communicate with them. These are the types of complications. Often too, in twin flame relationships, one or both of the partners will already be married to, say, a soulmate or a karmic partner, and again, causing further complications. There are sometimes age differences, there's culture differences, there's all kinds of roadblocks oftentimes that come up with twin flame relationships. Now, they're incredibly drawn to one another, and so it makes it very, very difficult to spread apart, because sometimes these difficulties are so huge that people feel they're not really worth the effort. So they just say, okay, fine, this is not happening, so let's just cut this short and leave it alone. But then they find it so difficult to do so, because once you find the twin flame, that it's like a part of you is missing. So you're aware of the fact that this person is out there, and now you find yourself drawn to keep going back and trying again and trying to fix it, trying to make it right, and trying to make it work. And sometimes this can go on for a number of years. And then there is the whole runner-chaser situation too, which complicates the twin flame relationship even further, because when one gets on board, the other one can sometimes become frightened and fly the coop, and then the other one, the chaser, will chase after the runner, and then sometimes they'll reunite, and now the same thing will happen on the opposite, where the other one, who was the runner before, becomes comfortable with the relationship and is willing to stay, but now the chaser gets skittish and decides to run, and now the opposite happens. So now it's like this runner chaser, and sometimes someone is always the runner and always the chaser. Sometimes it can get mixed up. Other times people will find their maturity and be able to work through these very, very difficult relationships. The reason they are so difficult is because that mirror image, they will not only show you the best of you, which is what will draw you to each other in the first place, but it will also mirror the worst of you. And this is where the problems tend to come in. So, and when you're looking at the other person and they're aggravating you because they're, say, too stubborn, well, that's probably an extreme stubbornness that you have within yourself, and you're trying to get that person to stop being so stubborn, and they're seeing it in you, and back and forth and back and forth. Extremely difficult relationship. So good luck to any of you who are in the middle of these kinds of relationships. The good news is they can be worked out eventually. But you have to put in the work and put in the time and be extremely patient and very, very understanding. Usually it takes a level of consciousness and spirituality, or even if your partner is not particularly spiritually inclined, it's probably best to try to get them into that groove, because that will help you go a long way towards being understanding of each other and fixing these problems. And the good news is too, if, say, for example, one of the twins has an addiction or a problem or something like that that is really a stumbling block in their lives, the partner can help. If they both have the addiction, then if one of the partners clears that path for themselves, it will actually help the twin flame partner get on track as well. They seem to bring each other strength, they bring each other a lot of energy, but be careful with that kind of energy, because like I said, it can be extremely volatile, it can be very painful emotionally while you're working through these problems and these situations. But if you can manage to get through it, it's probably going to be an amazing partnership, and a partnership for a lifetime. These bonds are very, very difficult to break because they are so strong. So those are my thoughts on the twin flame soulmate relationships. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about it and your experiences. So please do share in the comment section below. Until next time, namaste. Bye-bye.